So the thing that I want to make this video about is kind of about a realization I had recently. I was hanging out with some people, some new people who my um, friends had really hyped up, and they like really wanted me to be friends with these people. And I met them yesterday, and they are really nice people, and I can see why they might think that I want to be friends with them. Um, and I really wanted to be. You know, we went and had like kind of a lunch at one of my other friends' houses, and I ended up just not really resonating with them in the ways that I had hoped to. And I guess it kind of gave me this realization that I feel like I had been coming to for a while, or like has been building for a long time, which is that I am not like I've been trying to make a lot like I've given making new friends a lot of tries lately, like meeting new people, trying it out, seeing if it resonates, and then going from there. And I guess I've just gone through a lot of people who I'm like, this just isn't resonating with me. I think a big part of that has been feeling like we're not excited about the same things, and we're not quite aligned in the same way. Like, and that isn't always a problem, but I guess I've been reflecting on like I think I've been more towards the side of being too open about that, like being too willing to compromise on that relationship with other people, being like, well, I should just be accepting and kind of like just give them a chance and then keep giving them a chance, and then oh, well, they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be exactly what I want, which all of that is true. I think the spirit of that is true. But the reality of that is that it's meant that I've given a lot of people time that I didn't really want to give them. And I kind of have, you know, just it hasn't been fun, like it's like spending time with new people I meet and then seeing them again and seeing them again, and not like really feeling like, oh, I hate, thinking to myself, oh, I hate like going out with friends, or I hate spending time with friends. And I realize like it's not that I hate spending time with friends, it's just that I'm not getting excited about seeing these people because they're not resonating with me. And I guess when I met another new set of people, I was like, oh, like I don't have to like them. Like I don't have to make this work. This is a tryout, and it's not going well, or like it's I don't think it's like good or bad, but it's like it's just that we're not resonating, and that's totally okay. So I guess what I realized is like what I really want. A big thing for me specifically is that I just haven't been resonating with kind of trying to make connections with people, and then they might be kind of like really involved with um, drinking or kind of like drugs, and kind of like orienting their lives more around that. And I personally don't do any of those things anymore. I don't even like drink caffeinated coffee and like things like that. And that really works for me. It really resonates with me. And I realized that like trying to be friends with people who are oriented around, like let's go hang out in a bar when I never would want to go to a bar, or like sit around a bunch of people drinking, like that's just not gonna be the foundation for a relationship with people that's gonna make me feel alive in this world and feel like I'm able to grow and expand. I feel like in a way I've left those things behind intentionally. I intentionally stepped away from doing those things, so that I could step into the things that resonated with me more. And I just recently realized that like people who are still participating in that, or choose to, or it resonates with them, like might not resonate with me, and that I don't like. in leaving those things behind, I don't need to bring the people along with me. Like it's okay to just let them go. And it doesn't have to be judgmental towards them and it doesn't have to be judgmental towards me. It can just be what it is. And that has been like such an epic realization because it made me realize, well, what do I really want from a relationship? So I don't really want to hang out with people who want to drink and want to smoke and want to do all these things. So where does that leave me? It leaves me with really, like, I thought about, like, well, who are the people who resonate with me in my life? And I realized I get really excited when people are sober or people are going on a healing journey or people are experimenting for the first time or many times with letting something go out of their life or bringing something new in and it being really intentional. And it made me realize that I am also resonating more with people who are kind of more alternative in a way and not like I think I keep getting tripped up because I keep trying to make friends with people who are like alternative, like politically or something. Like they're really into this kind of like I don't know, like specific kind of like almost angsty politics is how I would maybe call it, where it's like there's a lot of like angst and there's a lot of stuckness kind of energy about like, fuck this and fuck this. And it feels for me, like I know a place in myself that has been in that place. And for me, it felt ungrounded. So it's like when I am around people who kind of are echoing that to me or echoing that part of myself or something, I just feel really kind of like empty. And I feel like there's something missing. There's something incomplete. It doesn't feel grounded. It feels really just kind of like impulsive and emotional, and that is also a place that I'm leaving within myself. Like I'm becoming less impulsive and using emotions more as a tool instead of something that runs my life. So I guess what I realized is like that I'm really seeking friendships with people who are like kind of live I guess the word what was the word that I was resonating with that kind of brought me back to this channel, which is like I guess radical is definitely one word, but I guess kind of like alternative lifestyle um, is the word, but alternative lifestyle as opposed to alternative angsty, you know, fuck everything kind of almost nihilism view. And that like I've been mistaking them because I think I'm in a place in my life like in an environment like a city that has more kind of like angsty kind of people like that or something or like people resonating with that angsty like energy. And I've been like mistaking, thinking, okay, like these are my people then, like they want to do things different, they want to be alternative or something. But then realizing that it's not grounded like in their lives, like it's more I'm really not trying to like make this a criticism of those people. Like it's not I'm not trying to be judgmental. It's just that it's not resonating with me because it feels like the lifestyle piece is missing. And that's the piece that I get excited about when people like decide that they're going to give up caffeine or they decide that they're going to add exercise into their life and that it's really fun for them and they found like some really cool way of doing that or like it doesn't necessarily matter what the thing is, but I guess it's this feeling of being mindful about it and excite mindful is such a loaded word anymore, but like but it is. It's like being aware and making intentional like it's like intentional living and like alternative living. Like those are terms that resonate. And yeah, so I guess I just now I feel like my journey is more clear that um I don't really want the idea of an alternative life. I want an alternative life now. And that's been the journey that I've been on. And I keep shying away from that because I actually think that there's a lot of like tension there with kind of these people that I've been surrounding myself with, where it's like there's tension where maybe they do want to step more into like an alternative life, but they don't believe that it's possible, or they don't believe that it's gonna work or something, or there's like some fear or something blocking that. Uh, so for me, it's like when I do things different, uh, like for example, like the fact that um, like I don't own a car, and like I bike everywhere and that's like a big part of my life. I realize something that's not resonating with me is not necessarily that people I'm trying to be friends with or am friends with have cars, but more so how do they feel about their cars? Do they see it as the default, or are they choosing it because it makes sense for their situation? And I think that's kind of like the type of difference that I'm seeing. Is it like, and then there's like sort of a third thing too that I keep encountering where it's like, do they think that we should abolish having cars, but they still drive one every day and they feel really hopeless about it or whatever. Like that's another place where I'm just not, I don't I don't want to be in that, or like I don't want to like, yeah, I don't want to be in that. I don't want to really, I don't really resonate with people feeling that way because it doesn't really feel true to me, because it's like, it's like I've really set up my life in a way to be able to bike, and it's not without like sacrifices or compromises or trade-off. And obviously not everyone could do it, and I'm not saying everyone should. But for me, it like really makes sense. So it's like when I encounter someone who's like kind of wants to, but like doesn't like believe or something, it's just kind of like what's going on there, and I can't really connect. So that's kind of like where I've been realizing I'm like, okay, so maybe like maybe it's not bikes specifically, but it's like this energy of like I'm feeling self-conscious about um like when I'm around people who like are feeling like cars are the default or something, it makes me feel like a bit like kind of self-conscious about like, oh well, I'm not doing that. Um so what do you think of me? Or like, so you think like there's this energy of them kind of being like, so you should change that so it's more comfortable for me, and or for them, and that is just not working for me. It's like I really want to, I just, I really want to be cherished for my decisions, like, and understood in why I make them, or like, you know, what they mean to me or how they help me, or so it's just kind of like I'm kind of like ready to let go of that energy of like you should do it a little bit different though. You should do it more like me though. Instead of the energy of like I love it exactly how you're doing it because you've really thought about it and it really resonates. Um, so I guess that's just what I wanted to share, is that like I wonder, is that something that you've come across where you realize that you're just like really not resonating with the people that you keep trying to be friends with, and then you realize, oh my God, like I'm just looking in the wrong place. I'm barking up the wrong tree, looking for the wrong, looking for the right thing, but in the wrong place. So, yeah, I think for me, I'm going to try to seek out people who are more so like kind of identifying with the same things or way of thinking about things, or kind of like just people who are really like rock stars in their life, and want to be rock stars together and want to like really hang out and do things together and like be excited and talk about our passions, as opposed to like sitting around talking about political theory, and doing drugs. It's just not what I'm looking for. So, yeah, maybe that's like really specific, but I kind of feel like the specificness of it is what is not lining up, right? So, yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I wonder if it resonates. All right, I will see you another time. Bye.